Eucharist is
astonishing,
joyful, profound,
healing, personal. We are
people of the Eucharist.
What I need to tell you today may be difficult to hear, but I promise you, before the end of this video, I will give you reason to hope. The reason what we are going to discuss today matters is because in order to chart a path forward, it's crucial to understand where we are and where we have come from. The Catholic Church in America has been in crisis for decades. This is an uncomfortable truth, but one that will not change unless we face it. Modern Catholics are experiencing a crisis of faith. Materialism and secularism have been eroding the faith of Catholics for decades. The result is most starkly recognized in the research that shows that only 31% of Catholics in the United States believe Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist. Here are a few more statistics that reveal the depth and the breadth of this crisis. More than 50 million Catholics in the United States have stopped practicing their faith over the past 30 years. More than half of all American adults raised Catholic, 52%, have now left the church. Only 8% say returning to the Catholic Church is something they could imagine doing. We've closed a Catholic parish in the United States every 3 days for the past 35 years. We have closed a Catholic school in the United States every 4 days for the past 25 years. Over the past 50 years, we have lost a Catholic priest from active service every day in the United States due to retirement, death, men who have left the priesthood voluntarily, and those who have been removed. In 1973, there were 58,000 priests in the United States. The average age was 35. Today, there are 37,000 priests in the United States, and the average age is 64. 3,500 parishes in the United States are now without a resident priest. These numbers are real, but statistics are cold. Behind each of these vast numbers is a human being, and a soul, and a family, and often a marriage, and more often than that, parents who suffer wondering why their child no longer goes to Mass and what went wrong along the way. We have all been impacted personally by these statistics, but there's another aspect for us to keep in mind as we chart a path forward. I tried to capture it more than 20 years ago in the opening line of the first edition of Rediscover Catholicism when I wrote, "The Church, like so many other things in life, is not so much something we inherit from generations past or take over from our predecessors, as it is something on loan to us from future generations. The Catholic Church is on loan to us from future generations. Your parish is on loan to you from future generations. The negative trends above are only part of the picture. Whenever the Catholic Church is authentically lived, the genius of Catholicism still has the power to attract people of all ages and help them make sense of life. In 2014, in the United States, there were over 700,000 infant baptisms, and over 70,000 adults received into full communion. Even more encouraging is the data which shows that 43% of people who consider themselves to be cultural Catholics say they can imagine returning to the Catholic Church in the future. We need to forge the kind of future that will bring them back. It is easy to be critical, and it is even easier to become overwhelmed by the challenges we face. But we all have some responsibility here, and we all have a role to play in renewing the Church in our place and time. In order to reflect upon our role and responsibility, I invite you to consider this question: There are 1.2 billion Catholics on the planet. What would the Catholic Church be like if we multiplied your life by 1.2 billion? Catholicism has not lost its power to transform lives, yet people are abandoning Catholicism at an alarming rate in Europe and the United States. And this is not a new trend. And so I raise the question, what are we going to do about it? The key to answering that question is one piece of data that is more significant, more powerful than all the data we have reflected upon collectively so far today. What is the difference between the people who have left the Catholic Church over the past 30 years and those who have stayed? I believe the answer to this question holds the key to re-energizing the Catholic Church. There may be many differences between these two groups, but there is one difference that marks the essential difference between the 50 million people who have left the Catholic Church over the past 30 years and those who have stayed. What is that one thing? What is that essential difference? Those who believe don't leave. I say it again. Those who believe don't leave. Believe what? Believe that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist. Those who believe don't leave. This is our one hopeful truth. I want you to hold that thought in your mind as we make this journey together. Those who believe don't leave. I want you to ponder this singular truth as you pray about joining the International Society of the Eucharist that we have established to ensure this single idea gets its rightful place of prominence for generations to come. One hopeful truth can outweigh all the people and experiences that try to steal our hope each day. This is that one hopeful truth. Those who believe don't leave. This single truth holds the power to change everything. Trust, surrender, believe, and receive. If you want to do something about this crisis, become a member of the International Society of the Eucharist today. We'll send you a free copy of 33 Days to Eucharistic Glory, a copy of 33 Days to Eucharistic Glory for kids, and a copy of the limited edition journal, which includes a special Holy Week retreat. Click here below and join today. Have a great day, and remember, be bold, be Catholic. We are people of the Eucharist.
Jesus,
I believe that you are truly present
in the most holy sacrament
of the Eucharist,
every day.
I long for more of you,
I love you above all things.
and I desire to receive you into my soul.
Since I cannot receive you
Sacramentally,
At this moment,
I invite you to come and dwell in my heart.
with a spiritual communion,
Increase my desire for the Eucharist.
you are the healer of my soul.
Take the blindness from my eyes,
the deafness from my ears,
the darkness from my mind.
And the hardness from my heart.
Fill me with the grace, wisdom, and courage
to do your will,
in all things.
My Lord and my God.
Draw me close to you.
nearer than ever before.
Amen. Consecrate America to the Eucharist.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Have a great day. Come on. Have a great day.
Hey Isabel, one simple way to be mindful of God's presence in the world is to know where the nearest tabernacle is. So while we've got a couple of minutes, I thought we might work on your geography a little.
Sounds good, Dad. You're always coming up with something.
Hey Isabel, if I was at latitude of negative 33.87 and longitude of 151.21, where would I find the nearest tabernacle?
St. Mary's in Sydney, Australia.